Are neon tetras good for beginners? Neon tetras are one of the first fish most people consider when they're setting up their first tank. They're colorful, they're cheap, they're everywhere, and they look incredible in a school. But are they actually a good choice for someone who is just starting out? The honest answer is more complicated than most fish store employees will tell you. Today we're breaking down exactly what neon tetras need to thrive, where beginners tend to go wrong with them, and whether they belong in your first tank. Why neon tetras have a beginner reputation. The neon tetra beginner reputation comes mostly from how they're marketed and sold. They're small, affordable, widely available, and visually striking, which makes them an easy sell to someone walking into a pet store for the first time. They're also labeled as community fish, which people take to mean easy and compatible with everything. Neither of those things is the full picture. The reputation for being beginner-friendly is not entirely wrong, but it comes with conditions that most beginners are not set up to meet right out of the gate. When those conditions aren't met, neon tetras die fast, and that experience puts a lot of new fish keepers off the hobby entirely before they've had a real chance to find their footing. What neon tetras actually need. Neon tetras need a cycled tank. This is the single biggest requirement and the one most beginners skip. A brand new tank has no beneficial bacteria to process ammonia from fish waste, and neon tetras are significantly more sensitive to ammonia and nitrite spikes than a lot of other beginner fish. Adding them to an uncycled tank is one of the most reliable ways to lose them within the first week. They also need stable water parameters, a pH between 6 and 7, a temperature between 72 and 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and soft water are the ideal conditions. They can adapt to a range outside of that, but hard, alkaline tap water puts them under chronic stress that compounds over time and makes them vulnerable to disease and early death. They need to be kept in groups. A single neon tetra or a pair is a stressed neon tetra. They are schooling fish that need the security of numbers to behave naturally and stay healthy. A minimum of 6 is the baseline recommendation, and 10 or more is where they really come alive as a species. That means your tank needs to be large enough to support a proper school before you add any. Finally, they need appropriate tank mates. Small, peaceful, similarly sized fish only. Anything larger or more aggressive will harass or eat them, and the stress of that will kill them just as surely as bad water. Where beginners go wrong. The most common mistake is adding neon tetras to a new tank too soon. The second most common mistake is adding too few. The third is pairing them with fish that are too large or too aggressive. All three of these are easy to avoid once you know about them, but nobody at the pet store is going to walk you through the nitrogen cycle before ringing you up. The other issue is sourcing. Neon tetras sold in large chain pet stores are often stressed from transport, kept in crowded conditions, and sometimes already carrying neon tetra disease before they hit the shelf. Buying from a reputable local fish store or a trusted online source and quarantining new fish before adding them to your main tank makes a significant difference in survival rate. Before adding any new fish to your tank, it is worth making sure you are giving your neon tetra the best quality of life. Check out our video on why your neon tetras keep dying and how to fix it. So, are they actually good for beginners? Yes, but only under the right conditions. If you have a fully cycled tank, stable water parameters, a proper school size, and appropriate tank mates, neon tetras are a rewarding and relatively straightforward fish to keep. If any of those boxes are not checked, they are one of the less forgiving choices you can make as a new fish keeper. A better approach for most beginners is to cycle the tank first, using a hardier fish or a fishless cycle, get comfortable with testing water and maintaining parameters, and then add neon tetras once the tank is established and stable. At that point, they become a much easier fish to keep successfully. Neon tetras are not a bad beginner fish. They are just an honest beginner fish, meaning they will tell you very quickly whether your tank is ready for them. Get the setup right first, and they will reward you with years of color and activity. If this helped you figure out whether neon tetras are the right choice for your tank right now, hit like, subscribe for more freshwater fish care content every week, and drop a comment letting me know what fish you started your first tank with. I want to see what everyone's beginner fish story looks like. Until next time, see you in the next one.